start our new chapter of class 11 biology, especially of zoology. Introduction to biology. Okay, and I have made so much beautiful slides that you can easily know about the what things should be read in the NEB class 11, and I am so sure that you love it. So let's start. Introduction to biology. Broadly, biology is life science. In the other foreign countries also, we called biology as a life science. And I have mentioned the animals and plants. I think it's so good, and you loving it. Okay. Now let's go to the next slide. Introduction to biology. At first, I would like to introduce that the study of the life and living things, both plants and animals, is called biology. The study of life and living things, both plants and animals, is called biology. So it is also called life science. Biology. Word is derived from the Greek word, that is bios is equal to life, logos is equal to knowledge, or to study. Logos is equal to knowledge or to study. Okay. The term biology was coined by Lamarck and Treviranus. Fourth one is father of biology is Aristotle. And you are seeing in the right side there is the mention of the picture, and it shows that life can be studied of that also. Okay, now let's go to the next slide. Introduction to biology. Biology is divided into three main branches. Other are also, but mainly these are three: botany, zoology, microbiology. And the botany, it is also called the phytology. And botany means study of plants. Father of botany is Theophrastus. And next one is zoology, study of animals. Father of zoology is Aristotle. And third one is microbiology, study of small microscopic organism. And the father of microbiology is Louis Pasteur. Okay. Now we have to know about the branches of biology, other branches. Okay. Branches deals with the one is morphology. What is morphology? The branch of biology that deals with the study about external structure of organism. Like if you see the frog, not in your real life, in the surrounding, then you see the morphology, external structure only. If you dissect it and see inside that, I have also mentioned in the right side of the picture of the frog, you see the heart. Like that you have to do in the lab also, dissecting frog. Okay. Now in this you are seeing that the frog anatomy. Okay. And I have also mentioned that the branch of biology that deals with the study about internal structure of organism is seen by naked eyes. Third one is physiology, the branch of biology that deals with the study about life process, the metabolic activities in our body, study about that. Histology, study about tissue. Cytology, study about cells and cells organelles. And I have also mentioned the animal cells, and there is also showing the cell organelles. Cytoplasma, nucleus. Yeah, you have also read in the class 9, 8. Okay. Now let's go into the next slide. Sixth one is mycology, study of fungi. I have also mentioned the mushroom here, study of fungi. Phycology, study of algae. And the algae you will read in the upcoming chapter in the full detail, but I have mentioned the algae that you have seen in the riverside, pond side, like that green structure. Okay. And the eighth one is hermintology, study of parasitic worm slash hermits. Hermits भन्दा नि हुन्छ, parasitic worm भन्दा नि हुन्छ. I have also mentioned the parasitic worm in the diagram. You can see that paleontology, study of fossil. You are reading from class 8, 9, 10, I think, like that, in the science, social. Okay. 10th one is herpetology, study of amphibians and reptiles. And I have also mentioned the amphibians and reptiles, crocodile, frog. Okay. And cynidology, study of current rates. And this is current rates Nidaria also. You have to study in the animal kingdom, phylum Nidaria, in the upcoming classes. And I have mentioned the sponges that is in that phylum. Example of that phylum is sponges. So let's go in the next slide. 13th one is biochemistry, fundamental chemistry of life. And I have also mentioned the DNA in the left side. Taxonomy, the branch of biology that deals with the study about identification, nomenclature and classification of living organisms. It's called taxonomy. 15th one is practice of keeping bees, is called apiculture. Ethology, study of animal behavior. Ecology, study of relationship between living and their environment. 18th one is eugenesis, study of improvement of human race by gene. Eugenesis. And evolution. 19th one is study about changes in organism in course of time. Evolve. I have also mentioned in the picture slide from the monkey to the present human being. Okay. And I have also mentioned the animal behavior. Ethology, study of animal behavior is ethology. Okay, let's go in the next slide. 21 is genetic engineering, study for producing desirable genotypes by synthesis and combination of different genes. And I have also mentioned the how genetic engineer do in the left side. 21 karyoology, study of nucleus, cell nucleus. In the inside the cell there is the nucleus, you know that. I have also mentioned in the previous slide. 22 genetics, study of heredity and variation. 23 dendrology, study of trees. I know that it's not mentioned in your book, and it's like for the MCQ in the IOM exam. Okay, so that I have mentioned that. 24th one is nidology, study of nest of birds. 25th one is cardiology, study of heart. And I have also mentioned the heart. In the 12th class you have to study about the human heart, and in the 11th class you have to study about the heart of frog. Okay. 26th one is toxicology, study of how chemical interfere with a normal function of biological system. Toxic means harmful, you know that. Anthropology, study of human evolution and culture. Dermatology, study of skin and skin problems. You also know this dermatologist. If you have any skin problem, then you go to the checkup and show your problem with a dermatologist. Yeah. Now next one is pathology, study of disease caused by organism. Next one is ichthyology, study of fishes. Next one is nephrology, study of nephrons or kidney. Same thing. And 32 want neurology, study of neurons. Okay, now the branches of biology has finished, and now let's come in the relation of biology with other science like physics, chemistry, mathematics, geography. Okay, I have mentioned the fifth one, five mainly. Okay, first one is relation with chemistry. Body of all living beings made up of organic and inorganic compounds. Do you know organic? That means carbon is present, and in inorganic carbon is not present. Like a carbon dioxide, oxygen, there is not carbon included. Sorry, there is a carbon included in the carbon dioxide, but not in the oxygen. And second one is genetic material. DNA and RNA are the chemical compound. Third one is the enzymes, hormones, etc. secreted in animals are exclusively chemicals. Fourth one is molecules move in and out by the cell by diffusion and osmosis. I have also mentioned about the diffusion and osmosis, and I have also mentioned about the hormones and enzymes that is go in the form and metabolism occurs. I have also mentioned the genetic material DNA and RNA. You have to study it in a botany of the class 11 in the upcoming days. Okay. Second one is relation with mathematics. Mathematics plays a critical role in a better understanding the natural world. Census of animals is based on the application of mathematical and statistical application. That is, you have to count the animals, and I have also mentioned the tiger. You have to count all the animals and find out the total number of population of that species. Okay. And third one is relation with sociology. Animal behavior and social relationship are dependent on the social activities. Due to the social nature, many animals follows the pattern of the social custom. Now let's go into next slide. Fourth, relation with geography. Distribution of animals and plants vary with the different geographical factors such as temperature, climate, topography, altitude. You know that. You have also studied in the social of class 10 that the topographical condition and the animals are distributed, plants are distributed. In the ESP also you have studied that. Okay, I have just mentioned that, and you know that these general things, but let's come in the fifth one. This is also important, relation with physics. Biological instruments such as microscope, X-rays, ECG, etc. are based on the physics. I have also mentioned the ECGs, and you also see in the films also this type of ECGs machine, and this is X-ray. Okay, study on the structure and functioning of the human eye requires the knowledge of optics. You also studied in the physics of class 11 optics, and you know that. Light induces the various effects on the living organism. The most important life process in a green plant is photosynthesis, which concern with sunlight a physical factor. Okay. Now we have finished the relation of biology with other sciences. Now let's go in the next slide. Biology is science of exception. There is an exception in the biology because there are so many animals and there is so much diversity, so there may be the exception. Okay, let's come in the first one. Animal must become adult to reproduce, but larval stage of salamander can reproduce. Other animals have to reproduce, they have to be adult, but larval stage of salamander, I have also mentioned the salamander, that can reproduce in the larval stage also. Now second one is living cells. All living cells have or nucleus except mature red blood cell of mammals. In our mature red blood cell, there is not a nucleus. That is there, but there is not a nucleus. Okay, this is exception. And virus is living organism, but it lacks the cellular organization. And I have also mentioned the COVID-19 virus. COVID-19, coronavirus, novel coronavirus. Okay. Fourth one is Euglena. Shows both plants and animals character, but it lacks cell wall, but their chloroplast present. And we also see in the picture that it is green in color, so it's do photosynthesis. Okay, but it does not have cell wall. Okay, now let's come in this scope of zoology. Researcher, animal behaviorist, zookeeper, veterinarian, lab technicians, animal breeders. The main aim of animal life is successful feed and successful breed. That means breeding means like a reproduce, and feeding means you have to get food to sustain life for existence of their lives. And I have also mentioned the animal behaviorist. This is the picture, and this is the picture of zookeeper, and this is veterinarian, and this is lab technicians, and this is animal breeder. Okay, let's come in this. What is life? What is life? You know that I am living and this is my life. But actually, what is life? Simply, life cannot be defined, but it can only be characterized. Our scientists have not found out that what is life, but we can only characterize what the life is. And next point, its unique complex organization of molecules that express itself through chemical reaction which lead to growth, development, responsiveness, adaptation, reproduction. And I've also mentioned the picture of like Rajavati. When you touch that plant, it will do namaste garcha rajauncha. Yes, okay. Now let's go in the next slide. Characteristics of living things. I have mentioned that life cannot be defined, it can only be characterized. So I have characterized of living things, how they live, and what are the characteristics of living things. One, definite shape and size. Second one is cellular structure and protoplasm. Third one is movement and locomotion, nutrition, respiration, metabolism, excretion, irritability. For the irritability, you can also say sensitivity, reproduction, growth, life cycle, repair of injured parts, aging and death. Okay. First one is definite shape and size. Living organisms have definite shape and size which may change within a narrow range. That one man cannot be grow so much height 9 feet 10 feet up to the 6 7, that is narrow range, but that cannot. Okay, due to this property living organism are amorphous. You have to know this. Living due living organism having definite shape and size are called morphous. Non-living matter is termed as amorphous. They do not have definite shape and size. Okay, next one is cellular structure and protoplasm. And I have mentioned that protoplasm is called to cytoplasm plus nucleus. It's called protoplasm. Okay, each cell is structural and functional unit of life body containing protoplasm which performs all the function of body. All the function of body protoplasma performs. Hence protoplasma is the physical basis of life. Third one is movement and locomotion. I have also mentioned that Rajavati, and in this time I have also mentioned that is the plants especially do the movement, not the locomotion. Movement is the process in which the entire body moves from one place to another. And second one is generally locomotion is commonly seen in animals. Locomotion is seen commonly in animals, and movement is seen in the plants. And sunflower also move their inflorescences or flowers according to the sunlight. You know that. Fourth one is nutrition. Nutrition is a process of taking food. The process of taking food. Plants are autotrophs. You know that they have chloroplast and they make food by photosynthesis. Animals are heterotrophs. They depend on other for consuming foods. Fifth one is respiration. Oxygen is taken into oxidize the food in order to release energy. We take the oxygen to oxidize the food in order to release energy. CO2 and H2O are released as a byproduct. Carbon dioxide and water, that means urine or like that, in that form byproducts are released. And while respiration, carbon dioxide is released and oxygen is in air. Oxygen is in air and carbon dioxide is exhale. You know that. Sixth one is metabolism. It is most important and it is come in the another chapter also. So I have mentioned the detail, something detail, but not so much. Metabolism. It's sum total of various biochemical reaction occurring in a cell. Second one is it is defining property of all living organisms. Metabolism is divided into two types: anabolism, catabolism. Anabolism. It is constructive process. Example: photosynthesis. Constructive. There is food is making, food is oxidizing. Yes, I have mentioned that. Catabolism. Catabolism. If you say that words cata, that means catini, chutini. It is also called destructive metabolism. Example: respiration, digestion. And I was mentioned the catabolism and anabolism. Energy yielding metabolism, biosynthesis metabolism. You read it. You have got the PDF notes, and you will read from that. Seventh one is excretion. Due to the metabolic process inside the body, many external products like inorganic salts, urea, uric acid, etc. are formed. During the metabolic process, in our body there is so many chemical reaction occurs inside the body, and from that body byproducts are released. That is so much toxic. So they have to remove it. So we have to remove it. The removal of this wastage substance is called excretion, and I also mentioned the excretion of the cow. Okay. Eighth one is irritability. For this you have also can say that sensitivity. Okay, any change in the environment is called stimulus. It also come in the next topic in the environment. Okay, you have to know that stimulus means change in the environment. The response of the organism to the stimulus is due to sensitivity. Example: movement of plants towards the light. Yes, sunflower towards the light. Concentration and expansion of pupil of our eye pupil due to the change in the intensity of light. When we go in a dark room and when we go in a so much colorful room, our pupil expands and concentrate. Yeah, you may know. And you also read in the optics of the physics also. Ninth one is reproduction. The process of giving birth to young ones of its own kind is called reproduction. Lower organisms reproduce asexually, whereas the higher organisms reproduce sexually. Reproduction is essential to increase number of its own kind for continuation of race of the organism. Okay, I have also mentioned the reproduction asexually and sexually. Higher organism do the sexual reproduction, lower organism do the asexual reproduction. Growth. Simply living organism adapting to the new change in their physiology is called growth. Growth cannot be decreased. If it's increased, then it will be increased, or it will be constant, but cannot be decreased. Okay, in a living organism, growth is a result of building up of protoplasm within the cell. If your protoplasma will be built up, that means you are growing. And in non-living, growth is due to the deposition of material on its outer surface. If there is like a bricks and we have so many things. If there is one marble, if we add the so much marble, there will be the growth of the marbles like that in the non-living. Okay, let's go in the next slide. 11th one is life cycle. A cycle which includes different stages of the developing individual from formation of zygote up to the adult stage is called life cycle. It is mainly seen in the higher organisms, higher living organisms. Okay, 12th one is repair of injured parts. I have also mentioned the how our repair parts are, how our injured parts are repairs. Okay, first one is living body can repair an injured part, but non-living cannot do so. Non-living cannot do. If a small part of stone is broken, it cannot repair the broken part, broken end. Okay, 13th one is aging and death. It's a harsh reality that you have to die. One day you have to die. Okay, every living organism has a definite lifespan. At the end, it dies. Living organism have to die. Non-living has no definite age when it dies. Non-living organism can live indefinite age. Okay, from this session we have finished our chapter 1, introduction to biology, mainly zoology topics. And thank you for watching up to this. And if you like our content, our beautiful slides, then please subscribe my channel and keep studying, and download the free PDF notes, link in the description box, and share this quality content to your friends. Okay, bye bye.